Nobody planned this. Nobody designed it as a strategy. A woman in Dortmund simply decided to take her Pitbull for a walk through a predominantly Muslim neighborhood. She knew what the reaction would be. She filmed it. And what the footage shows is something that has been quietly spreading across European social media for weeks now. Muslims fleeing, visibly panicking, scrambling out of the path of an animal that most Germans consider a member of the family. The comments under the video said the same thing in 100 different ways. The most effective immigration policy in Germany right now has 4 legs and a tail. Stay with me. Because underneath the humor, which is real, and the viral clips, which keep coming, there is a story that is not funny. A story about a value gap so fundamental that it expresses itself in the most basic interaction imaginable. A person walking their dog. And what happens when the culture walking next to them has been told, by religious authority, that the animal on the leash is an instrument of evil. The original Dortmund Pitbull clip landed on April 21st, 2024, and within days, 1.2 million people had watched a dog do what German border policy never could do: scatter a crowd with nothing but a wag of the tail. The woman behind the leash grinned as pedestrians flinched, sidestepped, or spun away, and the comments section exploded. TikTok and X did what they do best: chopped, cropped, and rebranded the footage with captions like, "When you walk a dog in a Muslim neighborhood." The memification was instant. By the end of the week, the video had ricocheted across platforms, racking up millions of views and spawning a template for every integration joke west of the Oder. But the internet's appetite for spectacle doesn't stop at the punchline. Reuters stepped in to fact-check the viral sensation and found that the most shared versions had been carefully edited, trimming away bystanders and context to amplify the panic. The uncut footage, buried under layers of reposts, revealed a more mixed reaction, some pedestrians unfazed, some wary, but not the wall-to-wall terror that meme makers wanted. That didn't slow the spread. The joke was now bigger than the facts. Dog memes, it turns out, are the new border fence, at least in the digital imagination. What started as a troll became a referendum on belonging, with a pit bull as the unwitting mascot. And while the laughter is real, the story that's taking shape behind the screen is anything but lighthearted. Dog purity is not a one-size-fits-all doctrine in Sunni Islam. The Shafi'i school, influential across Southeast Asia and East Africa, draws a hard line. Any contact with a dog's saliva, sweat, or urine renders a person or object ritually impure, najis. The remedy is a ritual washing, not once, but 7 times, each wash with fresh water. This is not a suggestion. It is a mandate drawn from hadith and enforced in daily life by those who follow Shafi'i teaching. The Hanbali school, prominent in parts of the Gulf, echoes this strictness, also demanding 7 washes for anything a dog's mouth touches. But the story shifts with the Hanafi tradition, which dominates Turkey and much of Central Asia. Here, impurity is only a problem if the dog's saliva leaves a visible trace. A single wipe or wash is enough, and dry contact does not count. That is why Turkish-origin neighborhoods in Germany often have dog owners who simply reach for a cloth, not a bucket brigade. Then there is the Maliki school, prevalent in North and West Africa, which goes even further. Dog saliva is not considered ritually impure at all. A garment licked by a dog can be worn straight to prayer. No drama, no scrubbing. In practice, diaspora communities in Europe rarely speak with one voice. A 2022 survey in the Netherlands found that 58% of Muslims consider dog saliva impure, but 22% follow the Maliki view, and the rest are either flexible or unsure. Pamphlets in German mosques often hedge their bets, listing all the schools and letting worshippers choose. But on the street, especially in communities shaped by Shafi'i or Hanbali teaching, the 7-wash rule is the loudest voice. That is the context behind the viral flinching and the public avoidance. Not every Muslim was taught to fear dogs, but those who were learned that purity is a serious business. A German police officer stands with his K9 leash in hand as a crowd gathers on the sidewalk. Suddenly, a man breaks from the group, shouting at the dog and the officer, "Haram! Dogs are impure," his voice sharp, his body tense. The German shepherd barely reacts, trained to ignore anything but its handler. But the man keeps yelling, backing away as if the dog were radioactive, then bolts from the scene. The clip finds its way to Telegram groups and WhatsApp chains, each version trimmed and repackaged, always with the same punchline: the state's four-legged enforcer versus a religious red line. Mainstream news ignores it, but in online forums the video is dissected as proof of a deeper rift, one where police authority collides head-on with imported taboos. The officer, caught between protocol and protest, doesn't flinch, but the footage ignites a fresh round of debate. If a police dog triggers this level of panic, what hope is there for ordinary coexistence? The laughs fade, replaced by a question that's harder to meme away. On May 8, 2026, the town of Glinde learned just how quickly a punchline can turn into a police report. A 56-year-old woman was walking her dog when Ali S., a 32-year-old Iranian asylum seeker, lunged at her on a public path. He tried to tear the leash from her hand, then slammed her to the ground and wrapped the cord around her neck. The dog barked, a passerby rushed in, and only then did the assault stop. The victim survived with bruises and a story she will never forget, but the real scars run deeper. Ali S. had been living in Germany since 2018, his asylum claim denied for years. By 2021, he was officially ordered to leave, but Iran refused to issue travel documents and a German airline pilot refused to fly him out. The system stalled, and Ali S. remained, trapped in legal limbo, flagged as a risk, but never actually removed. After the attack, a court ordered psychiatric observation, but that was just another holding pattern. Mayor Reinhard Zug did not mince words. He called Ali S. a ticking time bomb and hired private security for city buildings after staff received threats. The town council scrambled to fund more cameras in the parks. On paper, every agency had done its job. In practice, nobody could protect a dog walker from a man the state could not deport and the courts could not contain. The victim's testimony, the mayor's frustration, and the parade of bureaucratic replies all tell the same story. The system is paralyzed, and the cost is paid by ordinary people. A German animal rights lawyer once held up a copy of the Grundgesetz and read aloud, "The state shall protect the natural foundations of life and the animals." That's Article 20A, Germany's constitutional promise that every dog, cat, and hamster is more than property. They are living beings with legal standing. Court cases have cited this clause to block everything from puppy mills to circus animal cruelty. Animal welfare isn't just a slogan here. It's embedded in the country's DNA, right next to freedom of speech and the right to assemble. Dogs are family, full stop. Now picture a town council in Kalkilia, West Bank, offering 20 shekels, a little over $5, for every dead stray dog brought to City Hall. The mayor's office framed it as public health, but the bounty was real. Kill a dog, get paid. The program ran until animal rights groups raised hell and international headlines shamed it out of existence. No due process, no leash laws, just a cash reward for canine corpses. The contrast is so stark it almost feels like a parody. One society elevates dogs to constitutionally protected status. Another dangles pocket change for their extermination. This isn't just a difference in pet etiquette, it's a chasm in moral logic, and it's not getting any narrower. In 2023, a Dutch Forum Post described an elderly man walking his dog when two young men confronted him, shouting and lashing out at both man and animal. The incident, caught on video and spread online, triggered outrage and fear of a growing pattern. Yet no police report or court record ever surfaced, only the story amplified by social media and speculation. Whether the event unfolded as described or not, its impact lay in how easily it slotted into existing anxieties, blurring the line between rumor and reality. Centuries earlier, in the deserts of the Arabian Peninsula, the Saluki was bred by Bedouin tribes and revered for its speed and loyalty. The Saluki appears in pre-Islamic poetry, Bedouin oral history, and even Quranic tradition as a noble companion. These dogs slept in tents, shared meals, and were called our friend of the desert by elders. The Saluki's legacy complicates any simple divide, reminding us that cultural attitudes toward dogs have always shifted with time and circumstance. Laugh all you want at viral dog memes, but nobody's laughing when police need riot shields to walk a K9, or when an old man gets beaten for leash etiquette. Islamic law on dogs isn't one size fits all, but Germany's Tierschutz protection is. Adopt a dog. Subscribe for more.